1997. Copyright Paul Snyder, 1997. Written from the depths of a once-in-a-lifetime losing streak. I'm now in the process of editing a new book which, by the time you read this article in Casino Player, will already be published. Blackjack Wisdom is a compilation of some 75 magazine articles I have written over the past 15 years, many of which initially appeared in Casino Player. As I wrap up this project, I must confess that an entire chapter has been excised from this book, and the single longest chapter at that. Bucks in Flux was, for many months, the working title of Chapter 1. This chapter was composed of more than a dozen articles I had written over the years for various periodicals, all with a common theme: negative fluctuations. Among these articles are such gems as, "Is it all just luck?" from Card Player, or "Speaking of streaking" from Casino Player, or "Those fucking fluctuations" from Poker World. "Good guys lose and bad guys win" from Blackjack. In excelsis and many other fine essays, which, I must admit, bore some of my favorite titles. Perhaps I will include this chapter, or portions of it, in Blackjack Wisdom 2. Perhaps I will simply let these writings die, uncollected in any anthology. But I have trashed the entire chapter at this late hour with a decision instead to end the book with this article you are reading right now. So you, my Casino Player faithful, do not have to buy the book, since you already know how it ends. Essentially, each and every one of the Bucks in Flux articles delivers the same depressing message. A message I have espoused in every one of my books. A message which can be edited down to 3 words. You won't win. Do I really need 15 articles to say those 3 words? I don't think so. Though it occurs to me that all Blackjack books should have at least one chapter titled "You Won't Win." The message delivered by most Blackjack books and systems has always been the same baloney. Stanley Roberts' "Winning Blackjack" was once advertised with the slogan, "Make every casino in the world your personal bank account." Ken Houston's $1 Million Blackjack was promoted with the "Make $500 per day, anytime you want." And these aren't phony systems. These books contain legitimate card game strategies. You can't always tell the real systems from the phonies by looking at the advertising. Promotion is promotion. Authors of Blackjack books, like authors of all self-help books, from weight loss systems to multi-level marketing programs, are reluctant to deliver the message. You won't win. Nobody wants to hear it. I still pose my first book, The Blackjack 40 Club. In 1980, and advertised it in Gambling Times magazine with a catchy, upbeat slogan, "Card counters beware," stating we had that most of the blackjack games available in the casinos of the world were unbeatable with any card counting system. The publisher of Gambling Times, Stan Sledikoff, told me bluntly that I would never make any great amount of money trying to sell books with that type of pessimistic advertising. Stand right. 17 years later, I'm still just scraping by. Still delivering that vastly unpopular message. You won't win. Of course, there are a few players who do win. Professional card counters exist. They're not entirely mythical. It's just that I know that these professional players are so exceptional, so obsessed, so dedicated, such gluttons for punishment, so terror-stricken by the concept of working a 9-to-5 job, so few and far between in every sense of few and far between that honestly we're highly unlikely to be one of these human anomalies. And the most honest thing I can say to you, if you tell me that you really want to become a professional blackjack player, is and the reason is related back fluctuation. If you are anything like the masses of humanity, if you like to be rewarded for your efforts within some reasonable time frame, you won't be able to take fluctuations. These negative downswings will be bigger and harder and longer lasting and more upsetting and more unbelievable. That's what your level of toleration. Your losses will tear at your heart and fill you with emptiness and leave you in a state of quiet desperation. I hear this from players over and over again. I hear this from players who claim to have studied diligently and practiced for hours on end and practice and for weeks and months with a single dream to beat the casinos. And they don't win. And they ask me why. And I say, oh, it's just normal standard deviation, negative fluctuation. It can happen to anyone. But it fucking happened to you. Your money, your hours, your months of dreaming. And you didn't win. So over and over again in my books, my columns, my magazine articles, I feel compelled to deliver the message I have been delivering since my very first book in 1980. You won't win. Some card counters will win, but not you. Some card counters will actually experience inordinate positive fluctuations, wow, but not you! You won't win! Other card counters will be having champagne parties in their hotel rooms, celebrating that marvelous life of freedom and money and adventure that just seems to come naturally with the lifestyle of a professional gambler. But not for you. You will be among the unfortunate few who, statistically speaking, will be located to the far left tail of the Gaussian curve. Someone has to be there. It will be you! It will be. I have been in that tail. This is a cold and lonely place. I suspect many of those who write about this game have been there. I think they know what a cold and lonely place is. Every professional card counter I know has been there, and if they've played blackjack professionally for many years, they have been there many times. These players have hearts stronger than mine, and I suspect stronger than yours. This is a game I know. It's easy to make a living writing about this game and explain it. In any case, instead of filling an entire chapter of this book with some 15 articles written over a period of 17 years, every one of which simply says you won't win, I've tossed the whole chapter out in favor of leaving you with just those 3 words: blackjack wisdom.